If Africa weren't colonized, it would consist of some organized states in North Africa, Red Sea, city-states in West and East Africa, and decentralized agricultural tribes in Central and Southern Africa. Picture a continent, vast and diverse, where civilizations flourished long before the rise of Europe. A land where empires like Mali, Songhai, and Great Zimbabwe stood as beacons of wealth, knowledge, and architectural prowess. Imagine universities in Timbuktu attracting scholars from across the known world, and trade routes crisscrossing the Sahara, linking Africa to Europe and Asia. Now, envision this trajectory uninterrupted. No foreign flags were planted on African soil, and distant hands drew no arbitrary borders. The Berlin Conference of 1884-1885, where European powers convened to partition Africa without a single African representative present, never occurred. In this alternate reality, Africa's destiny remains in African hands. Its resources, from gold to oil, are harnessed for the continent's advancement. Its cultures and innovations influence the world stage, not as footnotes, but as leading chapters. What if Africa had never been colonized? How would the global balance of power shift? Could Africa have led the world? Join us as we explore this compelling alternate history, in which Africa's potential is fully realized, and the world as we know it is transformed. Long before the first European ships touched African shores, the continent thrived with civilizations of immense complexity and sophistication. Africa was a mosaic of powerful empires, each with its unique contributions to human history. In West Africa, the Mali Empire stood as a beacon of wealth and learning. Founded in the 13th century, it reached its zenith under the reign of Mansa Musa, whose legendary pilgrimage to Mecca showcased the empire's immense riches. Timbuktu, a city within Mali, became a renowned center of scholarship, housing the Sankore University and vast libraries that attracted scholars from across the Islamic world. To the east, the Songhai Empire rose to prominence in the 15th century, becoming one of the largest Islamic empires in history. With its capital at Gao, Songhai controlled vital trans-Saharan trade routes, facilitating the exchange of gold, salt, and other commodities. The empire's administrative sophistication and military prowess underscored its significance in the region. In the Horn of Africa, the Kingdom of Ethiopia, with its roots tracing back to the ancient Aksumite Empire, maintained a rich cultural and religious heritage. Ethiopia's adoption of Christianity in the 4th century and its unique script and architectural styles set it apart as a bastion of enduring traditions and resilience. Further south, the city of Great Zimbabwe emerged between the 11th and 15th centuries as a testament to architectural ingenuity. Constructed entirely of stone without mortar, its towering walls and intricate structures housed a thriving society engaged in extensive trade networks reaching as far as China and Persia. These civilizations exemplify the rich tapestry of pre-colonial Africa, a continent characterized by innovation, trade, and cultural dynamism. Far from being a blank slate, Africa's history is replete with stories of empires that shaped not only their regions, but also had far-reaching influences across continents. As we reflect on these remarkable societies, we recognize that Africa's legacy is not one of silence and darkness, but of voices and lights that have long illuminated the human journey. Are you enjoying the story? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video on all your social media platforms. Please share it with your friends who are curious about alternate histories and forgotten truths. Let's spread the word together. In the waning years of the 19th century, a gathering took place that would irrevocably alter the trajectory of an entire continent. From November 15, 1884, to February 26, 1885, representatives of 14 European nations and the United States convened in Berlin. Their mission was to establish rules for colonization and trade in Africa, a continent rich in resources and cultures, yet absent from the negotiating table. This assembly, known as the Berlin Conference, was orchestrated under the guise of humanitarianism and free trade. However, its true purpose was to prevent conflict among European powers by delineating spheres of influence, effectively partitioning Africa without regard for its indigenous populations. The principal actors in this imperial endeavor were Britain, France, Germany, Belgium, Portugal, Spain, and Italy. Each sought to expand their empires, driven by economic ambitions and national prestige. Britain established control over vast territories, including Sudan and much of southern Africa. France dominated large swathes of West and North Africa. Belgium, under King Leopold II, claimed the Congo Basin, initiating a regime marked by brutal exploitation. The methods employed to maintain control were as insidious as they were effective. A strategy of divide and rule was implemented, deliberately fostering divisions among ethnic and social groups to prevent unified resistance. By manipulating existing rivalries and creating new ones, colonial powers ensured their dominance over fragmented societies. The economic exploitation was systematic and severe. Colonial administrations extracted vast quantities of natural resources, gold, diamonds, rubber, and more, often through forced labor and coercive measures. These resources fueled the industrial growth of Europe, while the African populations endured poverty and oppression. One of the most egregious examples was the Congo Free State, personally owned by King Leopold II. Under his rule, millions of Congolese perished due to forced labor, disease, and violence, all in the pursuit of rubber and ivory profits. The arbitrary borders drawn during this period disregarded the continent's complex tapestry of ethnicities, languages, and cultures. These artificial boundaries sowed seeds of conflict that persist to this day, contributing to political instability and interethnic tensions across Africa. As we reflect on this dark chapter, a chilling quote from the era encapsulates the colonial mindset. "We have been engaged in drawing lines upon maps where no white man's foot has ever trod. We have been giving away mountains and rivers and lakes to each other, only hindered by the small impediment that we never knew exactly where the mountains and rivers and lakes were." So these words, attributed to British Prime Minister Lord Salisbury, underscore the arbitrary and detached nature of the decisions made during the Berlin Conference. Decisions that would cast a long shadow over Africa's future, the repercussions of which are still felt today. Let us turn back the hands of time and envision a world where the course of history took a different path. A world where the European powers, embroiled in their internal conflicts and economic downturns, never mustered the strength or unity to colonize Africa. In this alternate timeline, the European empires face early collapse. The Industrial Revolution strains their resources, leading to civil unrest and revolutions that divert attention inward. Without the Berlin Conference of 1884–85 to formalize the scramble for Africa, the continent would have remained free from external partitioning. Simultaneously, African nations recognized the looming threat of foreign intrusion. Leaders from the Zulu Kingdom and the Ethiopian Empire, among others, formed strategic alliances, sharing military tactics and intelligence. Their unity presents a formidable front, deterring any attempted invasions. Under visionary leadership, the Zulu Kingdom modernized its military, incorporating advanced weaponry and training. Ethiopia, having successfully repelled previous invasions, shared its experiences and strategies. Together, they established a continental defense pact, ensuring mutual protection and sovereignty. With external threats minimized, Africa focuses on internal development. Trade flourishes across established routes, from the gold-rich regions of West Africa to the spice markets of the East. Educational institutions, like those in Timbuktu, expand, becoming centers of innovation and learning. Cultural exchanges between African nations have led to a renaissance of art, music, and literature. Architectural marvels have emerged in cities like Lagos, Nairobi, and Johannesburg, blending traditional designs with modern techniques. Economically, Africa becomes a powerhouse. Responsible for harnessing its vast natural resources, the continent invests in infrastructure, healthcare, and education. Technological hubs emerge, rivaling those in Europe and Asia. Politically, a Pan-African Union forms, promoting unity while respecting the diversity of its member states. This union facilitates collaborative decision-making, conflict resolution, and collective bargaining on the global stage. In this reimagined world, Africa stands not as a continent divided and exploited, but as a beacon of unity, resilience, and progress, a testament to what could have been if history had taken a different course. Imagine a world where Africa's great civilizations not only resisted colonization, but also flourished, evolving into global superpowers that shaped the course of history. In this alternate timeline, the continent's rich tapestry of cultures, innovations, and alliances propels it to the forefront of global affairs. In the heart of West Africa, the Mali Empire experiences a resurgence, ushering in a new era of technological and cultural advancement. Building upon its historical wealth and knowledge centers like Timbuktu, Mali becomes a beacon of innovation. Universities expand, fostering research in astronomy, medicine, and engineering. Solar-powered infrastructures emerge, and the empire pioneers sustainable technologies that harmonize with the environment. Architectural marvels, inspired by the Great Mosque of Djenné, rise, blending traditional designs with modern materials. To the northeast, the Kingdom of Aksum capitalizes on its strategic location along the Red Sea. Revitalizing its ancient shipbuilding techniques, Aksum develops a formidable navy, ensuring dominance over vital maritime trade routes. The empire establishes trade links stretching from the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. Aksumite ports became bustling hubs of commerce, where merchants from Asia, Europe, and Africa converged. In the south, the Zulu kingdom, under visionary leadership, spearheads the formation of a Pan-African coalition. Drawing inspiration from historical figures like Shaka Zulu, the coalition unites diverse African states under a common vision of prosperity and mutual defense. Standardized education systems, shared technological advancements, and collaborative governance structures emerge. The coalition invests heavily in infrastructure, connecting the continent through high-speed railways and digital networks. Africa's internal stability and technological prowess have led to the expansion of trade routes beyond its borders. Reviving and enhancing ancient trans-Saharan and Indian Ocean trade networks, African merchants established direct links with European and Asian markets. African goods, ranging from advanced machinery to cultural artifacts, become highly sought after globally. Trade cities like Timbuktu, Mombasa, and Lagos compete with global centers in terms of economic influence. Are you enjoying the story? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video on all your social media platforms. Please share it with your friends who are curious about alternate histories and forgotten truths. Let's spread the word together. African cities transform into epicenters of science, culture, and architecture. Institutions of higher learning attract scholars worldwide, eager to study Africa's advancements in renewable energy, medicine, and the arts. Architectural landscapes showcase a fusion of traditional African aesthetics with futuristic designs, emphasizing sustainability and cultural heritage. Museums, theaters, and research centers flourish, celebrating the continent's rich history and dynamic present. In this reimagined world, Africa stands not as a continent recovering from the scars of colonization, but as a leader in global innovation, culture, and diplomacy. Its nations, united in purpose and vision, shape a future that reflects the continent's true potential and legacy. In a world where Africa remained uncolonized, the continent's rich tapestry of resources and ingenuity has propelled it to the forefront of global economics. No longer relegated to the periphery, African nations now command the international stage, shaping industries and setting standards. Africa's vast reserves of gold, diamonds, and oil have become pillars of its economic strength. The continent produces approximately 683 metric tons of gold annually, accounting for a significant portion of the global supply. In the diamond industry, Africa contributes around 65% of the world's diamonds by value each year. These resources, once exploited by foreign powers, are now harnessed for the benefit of African nations. Revenue from these industries fuels infrastructure development, education, and healthcare, lifting millions out of poverty and fostering a burgeoning middle class. The economic landscape is dominated by African-based corporations, headquartered in cities like Lagos, Nairobi, and Kinshasa. These companies, ranging from tech startups to multinational conglomerates, drive innovation and economic growth. For instance, Bbox, a clean energy company founded in the UK, has expanded its operations across Africa, providing solar energy solutions to millions. Their success underscores the continent's capacity to lead in sectors traditionally dominated by Western firms. African entrepreneurs, empowered by supportive policies and access to capital, are at the helm of this economic renaissance. Africa has become a hub for technological innovation and green energy development. The continent's abundant sunlight has spurred the growth of solar energy initiatives, with companies like Easy Solar in Sierra Leone and Altec in the Democratic Republic of Congo providing affordable, off-grid electricity to rural communities. These ventures not only address energy poverty, but also contribute to environmental sustainability. In the realm of green technology, Africa is making significant strides. The Africa Renewable Energy Manufacturing Initiative, Africa REMI, aims to catalyze the growth of green manufacturing industries in Africa, supporting low-carbon economic development. This initiative focuses on helping Africa-based manufacturers of solar photovoltaic panels, batteries and electric mobility technologies expand their operations and markets, leading to job creation and income generation. Innovators like Jeremiah Thoronka from Sierra Leone are pioneering solutions to energy challenges. Thoronka's invention harnesses kinetic energy from traffic and pedestrians to generate clean power, providing electricity to communities without relying on traditional energy sources. His work exemplifies Africa's potential to lead in sustainable development through homegrown innovation. With control over critical resources and a thriving industrial base, Africa's influence on the global economy is undeniable. African nations are key players in international trade, setting standards in sectors like mining, technology, and renewable energy. The continent's economic policies prioritize sustainable development, equitable growth, and technological advancement, positioning Africa as a model for the future. As we look to the horizon, Africa stands not as a continent of potential, but as a testament to what can be achieved when nations are free to chart their course. In this alternate reality, Africa is not merely participating in the global economy, it is shaping it. In a world where Africa remained uncolonized, the continent's rich cultural heritage and philosophical traditions have flourished, influencing societies worldwide and reshaping global narratives. African philosophy, deeply rooted in communal values and spiritual wisdom, has gained worldwide recognition. Concepts such as Ubuntu, I am because we are, emphasize interconnectedness and collective well-being. These philosophies have permeated global discussions on ethics, human rights, and social justice, offering alternative perspectives to Western individualism. The influence of African thought is evident in various fields, including education, governance, and conflict resolution, where principles of harmony and mutual respect are prioritized. The African diaspora has expanded through voluntary migration, with individuals and families seeking opportunities for education, employment, and a better quality of life. This movement has led to vibrant African communities in cities across the globe, contributing to cultural diversity and economic development. Unlike the forced migrations of the past, these voluntary movements have allowed for the preservation and celebration of African traditions, languages, and customs in new environments. The diaspora serves as a bridge, connecting Africa with the rest of the world and fostering mutual understanding and collaboration. In this alternate reality, African origin knowledge systems are integral to global education. African contributions to science, mathematics, and medicine are recognized and incorporated into curricula worldwide. Ancient African civilizations made significant advancements in various fields. Mathematics and astronomy. The ancient Egyptians developed complex mathematical systems and astronomical observations, which are evident in the construction of the pyramids and their alignment with celestial bodies. Medicine. Traditional African healing practices based on herbal remedies and holistic approaches have influenced modern medical research and alternative therapies. Engineering and architecture. The engineering feats of civilizations like the Mali Empire, with their advanced infrastructure and architectural designs, continue to inspire contemporary urban planning and construction. These knowledge systems are celebrated for their empirical rigor and holistic approaches, offering valuable insights into sustainable living and community health. Afrofuturism has transcended its origins, becoming a global cultural movement that reimagines the future through the lens of African heritage and experiences. This genre blends science fiction, technology, and African traditions, to create narratives that envision alternative futures where African cultures thrive. Afro-futurist themes are evident in various art forms. Music. Artists like Sun Ra and Janelle Monáe have used Afro-futurism to explore themes of identity, liberation, and technological advancement, influencing genres ranging from jazz to pop. Film and literature. Works such as Marvel's Black Panther and novels by authors like Nnedi Okorafor and Octavia Butler have brought Afro-futurist narratives to mainstream audiences, challenging stereotypes and inspiring new generations. Visual arts. Afro-futurist aesthetics characterized by bold colors and futuristic motifs are showcased in galleries and exhibitions worldwide, celebrating African creativity and innovation. Afrofuturism is a powerful tool for cultural expression and social commentary. It envisions futures in which African identities are central and celebrated. Are you enjoying the story? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video on all your social media platforms. Please share it with your friends who are curious about alternate histories and forgotten truths. Let's spread the word together. Africa's cultural and intellectual contributions have reshaped global societies. African philosophies guide ethical frameworks. The diaspora enriches cultural landscapes. Traditional knowledge systems inform modern practices, and Afrofuturism inspires creative visions of the future. This alternate reality stands as a testament to the enduring strength and influence of African heritage in shaping a more inclusive and diverse world. In this reimagined world, Africa's uncolonized path has not only reshaped its destiny, but has also redefined the global geopolitical landscape. Without the historical scars of colonization, Africa stands as a beacon of peace and stability. The absence of colonial exploitation has fostered stronger regional ties and a collective commitment to conflict resolution. This unity has contributed to a global environment where the devastating world wars of the 20th century have been averted. Instead, nations collaborate through multilateral institutions, prioritizing diplomacy over warfare. Africa's collective voice has become a cornerstone of global governance. The African Union, AU, representing over 1.3 billion people, has evolved into a powerful bloc within a reformed United Nations system. With 2 permanent seats on the Security Council and a rotating seat for small island developing states, Africa's influence is undeniable. This representation ensures that African perspectives are integral to decisions on international peace, security, and development. Soviet rivalry. The global stage witnesses a strategic competition between the United States and a unified African bloc. Africa's economic prowess, technological advancements, and cultural influence make it a formidable counterpart. This shift leads to a cold peace, characterized by diplomatic engagement, economic partnerships, and a shared commitment to global stability. Recognizing Africa's strategic importance, Western nations actively seek partnerships with African countries. The United States, European Union, and other powers engage in a courtship to become Africa's partner of choice, focusing on mutual benefits rather than paternalistic aid. This competition fosters a dynamic where African nations leverage their position to negotiate favorable trade agreements, technological collaborations, and security partnerships. Africa is not merely a participant in global affairs, but a central architect of the international order. Its uncolonized trajectory has allowed it to emerge as a leader, guiding the world toward a future defined by cooperation, equity, and shared prosperity. Imagine a world where Africa, unburdened by the legacy of colonization, stands at the forefront of scientific and technological advancement. In this reality, the continent harnesses its vast resources and rich cultural heritage to lead global innovation. Africa's vast deserts, particularly the Sahara, have become powerhouses of renewable energy. The Sahara Desert, spanning over 9 million square kilometers, receives more solar energy in 6 hours than the world consumes in a year. By covering just 1% of the Sahara with solar panels, Africa could meet the entire global electricity demand. Countries like Algeria and Morocco are already embarking on ambitious solar projects, transforming the desert into a beacon of sustainable energy. These initiatives not only provide clean energy, but also stimulate economic growth and job creation across the continent. In the realm of agriculture, Africa has revolutionized food production through a blend of traditional knowledge and modern technology. Farmers across the continent are adopting climate-smart practices, such as drought-resistant crops and sustainable farming techniques, to combat the challenges posed by climate change. In Kenya, the development of the Nyota bean, a drought-tolerant variety, has significantly improved yields and food security. Similarly, in Zimbabwe, the integration of organic manure and composting methods has enhanced soil fertility and crop resilience. These innovations are supported by digital platforms that provide farmers with real-time weather data, market prices, and agricultural advice, empowering them to make informed decisions and increase productivity. Africa's approach to healthcare is a harmonious blend of traditional medicine and modern science. The continent's rich repository of indigenous knowledge, passed down through generations, is being integrated into contemporary medical research. Countries like Mali and Senegal have established research institutes dedicated to studying traditional healing practices, leading to the development of novel treatments and pharmaceuticals. This integration not only preserves cultural heritage, but also contributes to the global medical community's understanding of diverse healing modalities. In the technological arena, Africa is making significant strides. The continent's burgeoning tech hubs, particularly in cities like Lagos and Nairobi, are incubators for innovation. Startups are developing solutions tailored to Africa's unique challenges, from mobile banking platforms that provide financial services to the unbanked, to e-health applications that improve access to medical care in remote areas. These technological advancements are not only transforming Africa, but are also influencing global trends in digital innovation. Africa's aspirations extend beyond Earth. Countries like Nigeria and South Africa have established space agencies and launched satellites, marking significant milestones in the continent's space exploration endeavors. This commitment to space science fosters international collaborations and positions Africa as a key player in the global space community. In Africa, where the scars of colonization were never inflicted, the continent stands as a testament to resilience and unity. However, even in this reimagined world, challenges persist. Internal divisions, power struggles, and external influences that test the strength of its newfound sovereignty. While Africa has forged a path of unity and progress, the deep-seated tribal identities that have long defined its societies cannot be entirely erased. In regions where historical rivalries simmer beneath the surface, tensions occasionally flare into conflict. For instance, in the Sahel, the interplay between ethnic groups such as the Fulani, Tuareg, and Bambara has led to localized disputes over land, resources, and political representation. These conflicts, though less frequent, serve as reminders of the complexities inherent in a continent rich in cultural diversity. The absence of colonial borders has allowed Africa's ancient empires to reclaim their prominence. However, this resurgence has not been without contention. The Mali Empire, with its vast wealth and influence, occasionally finds itself at odds with the Zulu-led Pan-African coalition, as both seek to assert dominance over strategic trade routes and cultural hubs. Such power struggles, while rare, underscore the dynamic and competitive nature of a continent where historical legacies continue to shape contemporary geopolitics. Despite Africa's uncolonized trajectory, the global stage remains a theater for external powers vying for influence. In this alternate reality, the United States, China, and Russia, among others, recognize Africa's strategic importance and seek partnerships that align with their interests. For example, China's Belt and Road Initiative extends into Africa, offering infrastructure investments in exchange for access to critical resources. Similarly, Russia's engagement in the Sahel region, through military assistance and security partnerships, reflects a broader strategy to expand its footprint on the continent. While these relationships are often framed as mutually beneficial, they carry the potential for neo-colonial dynamics, where African nations must navigate the delicate balance between collaboration and sovereignty. Are you enjoying the story? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video on all your social media platforms. Please share it with your friends who are curious about alternate histories and forgotten truths. Let's spread the word together. In Africa, the journey toward unity and prosperity is ongoing. While the continent has overcome the shadows of colonization, it faces new challenges that require vigilance, diplomacy, and a steadfast commitment to its collective identity. The story of Africa's resilience is not just one of overcoming past injustices, but also of confronting present complexities with wisdom and foresight. Imagine a world where Africa, unshackled from the chains of colonization, has charted its course through history. A continent where empires flourished, cultures thrived, and nations stood united. But as we stand at the crossroads of this alternate reality, we must ask ourselves, how would this world change your life today? The absence of colonial exploitation has paved the way for unprecedented growth and unity. Nations collaborate across borders, economies flourish, and the continent's voice resonates on the global stage. Yet this vision prompts us to reflect on our world. What if Africa had never been colonized? Would the global balance of power have shifted? Would the scars of exploitation and division have healed differently? And perhaps most poignantly, how might our perceptions of Africa and ourselves have evolved? While the past remains immutable, the future is a canvas yet to be painted. Africa's journey, though marked by challenges, is a testament to resilience and potential. The lessons from this alternate history serve not as a mere reflection, but as a call to action. In our world, Africa continues to face obstacles, economic disparities, political strife, and environmental challenges. But within these trials lies the opportunity for transformation. The future is in Africa's hands and by extension in ours. The choices we make today, the partnerships we forge, and the understanding we cultivate will shape the Africa of tomorrow. As we conclude this journey through an alternate Africa, let us not view it as a distant possibility, but as a mirror reflecting our collective aspirations. A reminder that the power to influence the future lies within each of us. So how would this world change your life today? And what steps will you take to ensure that the future we envision becomes the reality we live? Now, as we conclude our journey through this alternate history, one question remains: what future will we choose to create? If the vision of a resurgent Africa, free from the chains of colonization, excites you, then you're not alone. This story is just one of many untold possibilities that could have reshaped our world. Imagine the possibilities, the untapped potential, and the hidden histories that still await discovery. If you want to continue exploring alternate timelines, forgotten truths, and the paths not taken, then subscribe and join us on this journey. Together, we'll unlock the secrets of the past and chart new courses for the future. Before we close, we want to hear from you. Which African empire in your mind would have ruled the world? The Mali Empire, the Zulu Kingdom, or perhaps the powerful Aksumite Empire? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. And stay tuned, because next time we'll be exploring a question that's just as provocative. Trust me, you won't want to miss that one.